What's up guys, welcome to Barrookie. As it comes to pull-ups, in today's video we're going to see how to be more explosive. So I'm on a journey to get the one-arm pull-up, and in doing the one-arm pull-up I noticed that I really lack the explosiveness. So the hardest part is getting up here, and there are two ways you can tackle that. One, you can get stronger in the top portion, or you can get more explosive out of the hole and get yourself up there. Basically what we're going to see today is going to help both sides, because we're going to use variable resistance in order to make the top portion more difficult, so that on the bottom side we need to be stronger, we need to be more explosive, plus on the top portion we're going to become stronger, because there we're going to have a little bit more of an overload. Now, in order to make the pull-up more explosive, instead of doing weighted pull-ups, we're going to use rubber bands to pull ourselves downwards. Now, in order to mimic the one-arm pull-up as close as possible, I've been using this type of grip, like a V grip, because that is allowing you to put your arms a little bit closer together, but also internally rotating so that you can activate those lats a little bit more. With that being said, this whole exercise is going to require a power rack, because we're going to use the pegs on the bottom to attach the rubber bands to, so that we can use that as a resistance. So let me demonstrate here for you. So with this resistance now, I can do my pull-ups. If I were to go slowly into the pull-up, what would happen is I would reach a point where my lats are just barely strong enough. So boom, like this, boom, we explode up, boom. Also, the band is going to pull you down, so with the eccentric, don't just let go, but also make sure that you control the descent in order to be safe on your elbow and shoulder joints. How can we progressively overload this exercise? Well, there are mainly two ways of doing this. I've been doing this with added weight. So what I did was I put on a loading pin, and I used that in order to add weight and add resistance, in order to make the exercise much more difficult. So what we're going to do is we're adding a linear load to a variable load. What you can also do is just add more bands. Unfortunately, I don't really have more bands, but yeah, that's also a way you could go about this. Every time I trained with this setup, what I also did was I did a back off set. I just let go of the band and then did my reps, and I was flying up there. So that's a really good way of getting more explosive with your pull-ups. You can do this, I did this with this grip, you can do this with a regular grip, you can do this with a wide grip, you can do this with chin-up grip, neutral grip, doesn't matter. You will feel that you are going to get more explosive and more lat engagement with that pull-up. Now, that being said, what if you can only do, let's say, 1 to 3 pull-ups? You can't just make the pull-up even more difficult, because a pull-up is already very close to your 1 rep max. So what you're going to do is you loop a band around your pull-up bar and then go and stand into it. So it's going to aid you in the beginning, and it's going to make it a lot more difficult on the top. So you're going to use that assistance in order to be more explosive. So as I'm always doing with this home gym, I was thinking about how can I translate this explosiveness and the use of rubber bands to my one-arm pull-up setup. So unfortunately, here in this space, I can't put rubber bands, so I can't really pull myself down with rubber bands. So I was thinking, what if I put the weights here and I start and try to do one-arm pull-ups here with this peg? Now, as it comes to attaching bands, we can't use the old setup like here. And then we just need to find a good weight to load up to my loading pin in order to do this exercise. So let's take a look at what we can come up with. And now you can try and do pull-ups. Oh yeah. I'm feeling this one. I really feel that I need to explode out of the hole, otherwise I'm not getting up there. Okay, so that was a fun experiment and I was happy to show this with you, but the real reason I want to make this video is because if you want to be explosive and you have a power rack, a good way of getting and increasing that explosiveness is by using rubber bands, and using the rubber bands unconventionally. Typically we see rubber bands being used as assistants, but how I want you to use them is as a variable resistance. So they are going to shift the strength curve. Yeah, and powerlifting, you see this a lot being used with deadlifts and bench press, but I think with the pull-up, this can also be a very good tool in order to increase strength and in order to increase explosiveness with your pull-up. So yes, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you're now going to try and do this pull-up variation. And I guess I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace!